Oh, darling, let me take you back to the summer that changed everything. The air was thick with possibility, the kind of warm breeze that whispers secrets through open windows. I was 18, standing in my best friend Danny's room, heart pounding like a drum in my chest. His sister's blue dress with tiny flowers hung in the hallway like a siren call for 3 long weeks. Every time I visited, it caught my eye, tugging at something deep inside me I couldn't name yet. That day, with Danny gone for pizza and 20 precious minutes of solitude, I slipped it on. The fabric kissed my skin so gently, like a long-lost embrace. I turned toward the mirror, and for the first time in months, a wave of calm washed over me. My reflection didn't feel foreign anymore. It felt right, like pieces of my soul were finally clicking into place. "Who are you really?" I whispered to the girl staring back at me. In that moment, fears I'd carried for years softened. The boy I pretended to be felt like a heavy coat I was ready to shed. But peace never lasts long when you're hiding. Footsteps on the stairs. My blood turned to ice. Mrs. Williams stood in the doorway, laundry basket in her arms. Time stretched into eternity, 5 seconds that felt like a lifetime. Shame flooded me. I wanted the earth to swallow me whole. My trembling hands fumbled with the zipper, but she spoke softly, her voice steady like an anchor in a storm. "Leave it on." I froze, tears already prickling. She set the basket down and walked closer. This small woman with graying hair and tired eyes, who worked 2 jobs to hold her family together after her husband left, looked at me with such quiet understanding. "What's your name?" she asked. "Steve," I replied, voice cracking like fragile glass. She shook her head gently. "No, the name you use when you look in the mirror like that." The walls I'd built so carefully began to crumble. That name had lived only in the safest corners of my heart, protected from laughter and judgment. "Megan," I whispered, barely audible. She nodded, as if it was the most natural truth in the world. "Sit down, Megan." I sank onto Danny's bed, and she sat beside me. Silence wrapped around us like a warm blanket. In her presence, my fears didn't vanish, but they felt seen. For the first time, I wasn't alone in the shadows of my own mind. Mrs. Williams shared her story with a quiet strength that moved mountains inside me. "I had a brother," she began, her voice flat yet laced with enduring love.
Tom.
"As kids, he would borrow my clothes. My mother caught him once and punished him so harshly he couldn't walk properly for days. He hid it after that. At 23, he took his own life, leaving a note apologizing for being broken. My mother burned it and forbade us from speaking his name. Her words cracked something open in my chest. Tears came, not soft and polite, but raw, ugly sobs that shook my entire body. She pulled me into her arms, letting me fall apart against her shoulder. "You're not broken, Megan," she said firmly. "There's a word for what you feel, and people out there who understand. I'm telling you now, you are enough exactly as you are." In that moment, something shifted. The fear that had gripped me for so long began transforming into a spark of hope. Mrs. Williams became my safe harbor over the next 3 months. Danny never knew, my best friend, yet this secret bloomed quietly between his mother and me. She cleared space in her closet for a box of clothes, taught me the gentle art of makeup with playful encouragement, and gently corrected pronouns when we were alone. "Practice being her," she'd say with a warm smile. "Even here, just with me. One day you'll step into the world as Megan, and you'll know exactly who she is, confident, radiant, and free." Her kindness was glamorous in its simplicity, a quiet rebellion against a narrow world. I felt playful glimmers of the girl I was meant to be, twirling in front of mirrors, laughing at my clumsy first attempts at eyeliner, feeling inner confidence bloom like spring flowers. Yet home remained a different story. My father, a pastor, and my mother, who taught Sunday school, lived by strict rules and expectations. Their love came with conditions I knew deep down I could meet forever. I dreamed of college as my escape, buying time until I could choose myself without losing everything. But secrets have a way of surfacing when we least expect. I grew careless, keeping a cherished lipstick from Mrs. Williams in my backpack. It made me feel real during stolen moments alone. Bold, feminine, alive. My mother found it while searching for a charger. What followed was a storm of discovery. My laptop, hidden photos where I looked truly happy, everything. Their disappointment cut deeper than anger. They sent me to what they called a retreat, a church camp that everyone knew was conversion therapy. Those 6 weeks tested every ounce of my spirit. Surrounded by messages that told me I was wrong, broken, sinful, my inner light dimmed. Fears roared back louder than ever. What if they're right? What if Megan is just a fantasy I need to kill? I reached a breaking point and tried to end the pain. They found me in time. Waking in the hospital with my parents crying beside me, hearing their apologies and declarations of love, should have been healing. Instead, they sent me to a residential facility 3 states away for troubled teens. 8 long months there reshaped me outwardly. I learned to hide Megan so deeply she sometimes felt like a distant dream. I perfected the art of smiling when introduced as my father's son, of surviving in a world that demanded I shrink. Inner reflections during those lonely nights were heavy with doubt, yet a tiny flame of self-realization refused to die completely. Mrs. Williams visited once in secret at a nearby coffee shop. She looked older, wearier. "I'm sorry," she said. "I thought I was helping." "You did," I assured her, meaning it with all my heart. Her presence reminded me of the acceptance I'd tasted. She slid an envelope across the table, $5,000 and an address in California for a shelter supporting LGBTQ+ youth. I carried that envelope like a talisman through high school graduation, where my father hugged his son with pride, through community college where I dated girls I didn't love and joined spaces that never fit. Megan screamed inside me, yearning for air, but I held on, reflecting on her words. The world can be small and narrow when you hide, but safe places light the path to endurance. On my 21st birthday, the envelope called to me. The money remained untouched, the address clear, and beneath it, Mrs. Williams's handwritten note. "Tom never got a choice. You do. Whatever you choose, I understand. But please choose yourself. Even if it's hard, even if it costs everything, because a life where you're not truly living isn't a life at all. Love always, Mrs. Williams." Those words ignited a fire of inner confidence I'd buried. I called the number. I bought a bus ticket. Under the cover of night, I left with only a backpack and the cherished clothes she had saved for me. No note, just the quiet certainty that staying would mean losing myself forever. The journey west was filled with swirling emotions, fear of the unknown mixed with exhilarating self-realization. This is my time, I told myself. Megan is stepping into her light. Now, at 23, the same age Tom was when he left us, I reflect on how different our paths became. I work at a cozy coffee shop, sharing smiles and conversations that feel authentic. I share a tiny apartment with 3 wonderful roommates who know me as Megan. We're saving for dreams that once seemed impossible, like surgeries that may come in their own time. My parents haven't spoken to me in 2 years. Danny reached out once. I wasn't ready to respond. Some doors close, and healing means honoring the space they leave. Yet every morning when I look in the mirror, I see her, the girl who chose courage. The blue dress with tiny flowers, the very one from that fateful day I wore to Mrs. Williams's funeral last year. My parents were there too. We didn't speak, but I stood tall in that dress, a living testament to the kindness that sparked my transformation. It felt glamorous, powerful, a playful nod to the scared girl she once found trembling in her son's room. Inner thoughts still visit on harder days, the ache of lost family, the weight of choices made. But reflections always circle back to empowerment. I remember her arm around me, her voice saying I wasn't broken. That memory fuels my confidence now. I move through the world with a feminine grace I once only dreamed of, playful laughs with friends, bold steps toward my future, and a heart open to love and acceptance. The journey taught me that true strength blooms not from never falling, but from rising as your authentic self. Darling, if you're listening and carrying similar fears, know this. You are not alone. The path to self-realization may twist through darkness, but every step toward your truth lights a brighter way. As the wise words echo, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Choose you, even when it's hard. Build your confidence one reflection at a time. Surround yourself with safe hearts and let your inner girl, or whoever you are, shine with glamorous, unapologetic joy. Mrs. Williams showed me that one act of kindness can rewrite a story. Her brother's pain became my permission to exist fully. I'm here, living vibrantly as Megan, and that means everything. To anyone watching, your transformation is possible. Your confidence is waiting. Step into it with an open heart. The world becomes wider, more beautiful, when you do. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. You are seen, you are worthy, and you are enough. Keep blooming, beautiful soul. The best is yet to come.